Peace and Yah bless global citizens. Yah is a strong one. The strong one is Yah. He's the tree of life. He's the fountain of living waters. He's the spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to talk about plural marriage one more time. I'm going to get into that and delve into it a little bit more just to try to get clear and absolute clear understanding with what we all are about to go undertake in Israel as we get closer to that time. And we're getting close to that time. Yah has to redeem the people. He has already given his word that he would do so. So it's got to happen. It's got to happen. Isaiah chapter 27. Yah is going to judge the Leviathan. Because the Leviathan is not going to make peace with Yah. I'm talking about the Zionist regime. They're not going to do it. But the global elite, your Queen Elizabeth II, the House of Windsor, and the House of Rothschilds, and all those 13 elite bloodlines, they're going to make peace with Yah. They're going to make peace, and they're going to cause us to take root back in the land of Israel. And there we shall bear the holy seed children with our wives. Now, notice I said wives, okay? So let's get to the crux of the matter. Can a man love more than one wife? Because I know you females, I can tell by the energy that's in the air. I can tell that it bothers y'all. But the only reason why it bothers you is because it's not a part of the culture of the daughter of Babylon, America. It has never been a part of your culture for you to even think about plural marriage. I'm talking about a man marrying more than one woman. That's plural marriage. Okay? And mostly status quo, I would say, like Muslim nations and like in Africa, on the African continent, status quo, man. Status quo. It's no big deal to see, men walk around with giant harems. I mean, go to a lot of those Muslim countries. You'll see a lot of those sheiks, stuff like that. They have big harems. I'm talking about sometimes be 30 women. But all the women are on one accord. You don't see them fighting. You don't see that flavor. You don't see that going on. They're all on one accord, and they all show respect to their husband in some of those, Muslim nations. Like Saudi Arabia or Dubai or, United Arab Emirates, places like that, Kuwait, the African continent, and other places too in the world where plural marriage is status quo. And as I told you, it's going to be status quo in Israel the same way it's status quo in the Bible. When you go and you read about Jacob and all 4 of his wives, because it took 4 women to produce the 12 tribes of Israel. 4 women produced the tribes of Israel, all Jacob's wives. Okay? When you go to King David, he had 8 wives. King Solomon, they said he had hundreds of wives, 300, 700, you know what I mean? Why? Which I really can't, that's a little overkill. That's a little overkill. And I think we're not seeing that right. What's happening is, if you go to a man over a man's lifespan, I'm talking about in America, he might have done slept with hundreds of women. He just didn't make those women his wives. They were just, jump offs or whatever the case was, right? One night stands or whatever it might have been. So when they look at Solomon, they'll say, well, Solomon had a lot of wives. Well, it wasn't that. It's just back in biblical times, you couldn't just, have a jump off or one night stand. You had to marry those women. Once you lay down, you had sex with them, they become your wife. As we told you, that sex and marriage are intertwined. I'm not sure why they keep, that separation point of sex and marriage. It's the same thing. Sex and marriage are intertwined into one thing, according to biblical law, structure, protocol, and statute, the law of God. Go read it for yourself. Okay? Anyway, but can a man, love more than one woman? He can. Why can't he? Okay, especially in a plural marriage situation, because he has to find different things about each woman. And that's what you're going to find, even with myself. Okay? For my queen's wives, I find different things in each woman. I don't try to find the same exact formula. Okay? I don't look for the same exact formula in each woman. Each woman has to hit you a little bit different. Okay? They have to hit you a little bit different with their personality or what they're presenting to you. But the key is keeping everybody on one accord as we get ready to go back to the land. That's why when I spoke to the gentleman on my earlier video, I said, hey, man, either do one or two things. Go have sex with those women that you have, right? 1, 2, 4, whatever it is, 3, 5, 7, doesn't matter. However many of them there are, I would say not to exceed 7, right? As we see here in the statute, what you guys have seen a few times here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse number 1. Okay. I would say, either lock them in like that, or at the minimum have them at least give you their word of betrothal. But like I said, you can put a time period on that betrothal, a year or 2 years or whatever. If he hasn't married you within those 2 years, then he can let you go. You can go out and become somebody else's wife, if he hasn't done it within a certain amount of time. If you guys make that kind of verbal agreement. Because I can guarantee you guys one thing is going to happen when we get off those planes, is the first complaints I'm going to get is going to be these men saying, oh, man, I came over here with a wife, man. She disappeared on me. I can't find her. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case might be. Or he's on the plane and his wife's on the plane with another man. You know what I'm saying? Those are going to be the first thing. Those kind of domestic issues are going to be the first things I know that we're going to have to deal with. So I'm trying to, what they call nipping it in the bud now, by telling you men to insure yourself. Your insurance policy is the betrothal. Okay? Because let's say the women are like they're in another state. Because I'm in Oklahoma. Let's say they're in New York, or they're in California, or North Carolina, or they're in Florida. Or let's say they way over in the Middle East somewhere. Okay? Or let's say they're in Dimona, right? Wherever they might be at. At the minimum, get a betrothal. Get their word. They have to give their word that they want to marry you. Okay? And you women, you have to be firm with your word, as well as the men. Okay? You have to be extremely firm with your word. If you're going to do it, then you have to be true to that betrothal, which means what? You can't be having external, contact with other men. Okay? I'm talking about zero contact. None at all. Okay? Sexually, I'm talking about. All right? You can't do that. That's, basically going against your betrothal. Because once you betroth yourself to a man, you have promised yourself to him to marry him. That's what happened with when Abraham's servant went and got Rebekah. Okay? Went and got Rebekah for Isaac. They went and found Rebekah, even though Yah had set it up ahead of time. Okay? Because he wanted Isaac to have a virgin. Okay? A clean woman, right? He didn't want him to have a woman that had got around with everybody. Okay? So, naturally, they got Rebekah to give her word first that she would go back and marry Isaac. Now, keep in mind, Rebekah had never seen Isaac before. She didn't even lay eyes. She didn't know what Isaac even looked like. Okay? She didn't know what Isaac even looked like. But she gave her word, right? Okay? She gave her word that she would do what? That she would marry Isaac without even seeing him, without even laying eyes on him. Okay? She didn't see him until Abraham's servant brought Rebecca back to him. And that's the first time he seen her. But according to what we seen, hey, she was fine. She was so fine. He like, hey, I'm he took her into his mother's tent after his mother had died, banged her right there, right? And she became his wife. Okay. Yes, they gave her some jewelry and stuff like that Abraham's servant had given to her. You know what I mean? Because she gave her word that she would marry him. Okay. So I'm telling you guys that. Okay. So the same thing, okay? You got to get these women to give their word to you. Without giving the word, man, you putting yourself in the danger zone, taking any kind of woman back with you. Black, white, Asian, Indian, Pakistani, Afghanistan, Russian, Canadian. It don't matter, man. South American, Puerto Rican, Mexican, doesn't matter what the race, okay? You're making a big mistake if you don't get a betrothal. You have to get a verbal betrothal from that woman that she will marry you. Once she gives her word, which basically equals a vow before God, right? Okay, a contract. Once she contracts herself to you, she must fulfill those words that came out of her mouth because she spoke it before God. Okay? She must fulfill that contract. Because what? She spoke it before God. Right? Okay? So let's get back on point. So the men are basically, we're calculated different from women. Our minds and brains work totally different. Because a man works off logic. Females work off emotion. The man is only logical in his thinking. So naturally, when you ask this opinion to all women, you're going to get a negative result. As to all men, you're going to get a positive result. Okay? Because you guys are wondering about plural marriage. What's it going to be like? Like I said, contact your sister wives right now. If you know you're going to be sister wives, you should be in contact with one another. Why? Because you need to get to know each other. Get warmed up to each other. Because if you don't, when you get on the planes or when you get back to Israel one day, it's going to be hard. Because a lot of you people, you're not used to being around other people. You're used to living by yourself, right? Right? You are used to living by yourself. It's all quiet. It's just you there. You got your own space in your apartment or your condo or your house, wherever you might live at. Maybe a mansion, some of y'all, right? Okay? But going back to Israel is a privilege. It's going to be a privilege. So if Yah allows you to make it to the land, it's a privilege. If you're going with these men of Yahudah, it's a privilege. Okay, with this last and final movement, the Jerusalem movement, it's a privilege. Okay? Because namely, you're going back to serve the Holy One of Israel, the true God, right? Yah. Psalm 68:4. YHWH. Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh in the Hebrew, right? Hebrew dialect. That's how I said it. The consonants. Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. Same as saying YHWH in English, okay? So, that being said, you need to be warming up to each other more. Okay? You women, because y'all got to be one mind when you're in that house. And your mind is what? We take care of our husband. Let's see if it's all four of us. Or all five, or all six of you, or all seven. Seven being the max. As we see here in Isaiah chapter 4. Let's read it. Okay? In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Now, in that day means in the future, right? In the future, the last days, right? 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. Check it out. They said, we'll eat our own bread and wear our own clothing, own apparel, right? Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Reproach means shame, because they want their shame taken away because they don't have a husband. Okay? So they're saying, look, basically they're saying, look, we got our own money and I got my own clothing, but just marry me that I don't be without a husband. And then I have to put up with the shame of walking around Israel with no husband. Because it's all husband and wives in Israel. Ain't no such thing as no girlfriends. Ain't no girlfriends and boyfriends in Israel, man. It's all husbands and wives. That's it. It's only two categories. You either single or married. That's it. Nothing else. Single, married. Or put away. You know what I mean? You can be put away too, but I'm talking about as far as marriage is concerned. You're either going to be a single woman or you're married. But these women, they're like, yo, they was worried about it. Okay, they was very worried. They're like, yo, man, look, that's how you know some of them probably going to be foreign women, right? Because look at what they're saying. We'll eat our own bread. They got their own money, right? And wear our own apparel. They got their own clothing, right? Only let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach. Now, when shall this happen? Let's read verse 2. In that day, in the future, right, shall the branch of Yah, right, okay, the movement of Yah, be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped. Hear that word? Escaped of Israel. We've told you guys about it. You're going to have to escape the daughter of Babylon when the time comes. When Yah sets us free, you're going to have to get your behind out of here. And a lot of these celebrities, they running over to Africa right now. I noticed that. A whole bunch of them. Ghana and all kind of places. Okay? Some of these real popular celebrities, they running over to Ghana. They running to Africa. You know, the Most High said, let Jerusalem come into your mind if you were Israelite, but if they want to go to Africa and that's what's in their heart, well, go ahead and go. Because they doing what? They escaping. They escaping what? The judgment of Yah. That's going to occur in the future. And it cannot be stopped. Okay? It's already written in the book. So basically, it's already happened. We just living it out in real time. Okay? That's the key to prophecy. These prophecies, the reason you can read about it is because it's already been seen by the prophet that is going to occur. So there's nothing that can stop it. It's already happened. We're just living it out. We're living it out in real time, but it's already happened. Okay? So that's the key for them that are escaped of Israel. Okay? So these 7 women are going to come to one man. Because I know you guys in the United States, you women, y'all not used to even hearing nothing like that. That's crazy talk. But most of these married men always got side pieces. All these rappers and singers and sports guys, man, they all keep side women. Man, that's the status quo, man. Okay, that's the status quo. There ain't nothing new about that. It's been going on for many years, right? So I know when we get home, that's going to be an issue. But if you know you got sister wives, then y'all need to be gelling, man, and getting to know each other, not fighting back and forth. Y'all supposed to be gelling, getting to know each other, man. And being courteous and practice being courteous. Because y'all going to be one big family. Yes, you only have one husband. That's all you need. But it's just him and the wives. It ain't him and the bunch. See, the difference is once he chooses those wives, he can't keep going out and, getting other women. We're going to make sure we regulate that. Okay, once you got your wives and you set with your wives, okay, well then stick with that, man. Especially since Yah has it set here. Look, man, 7 wives, that's all you need. In other words, don't go past 7. Now, a man can have one wife if he should choose to have one wife. And we're not going to castigate him if he only wants one wife. Because putting up with women is a headache, man. And the more women you add to it, the bigger the headache gets sometimes. Okay? Especially if they're not all on the same accord. Because a lot of these women, they ain't seen each other face to face. And some of them might already have some bad conversations. Who knows, right? Now imagine if they see each other face to face, what's going to happen? You see what I'm saying? Flavor Flav, right? Okay. What's up, Flavor Flav? Love you, man. Love that show, brother. Even to this day, boy, it's still good. But anyway, it's a very funny show, but it's a funny reality show, but it just shows you about what happens with women. No different than The Bachelor. You watch The Bachelor, you see how the women, man, they be all, they be super desperate on there, man. And it really ain't about The Bachelor. Some women just want to be on TV. Some women just want a modeling deal. They all there for different reasons that, The Bachelor don't even be knowing about. Okay? That's why there's so many women there. Because really, to get down to having, I would say, 4 women who actually really love you and actually really about a certain individual, a certain man, it takes 30 women to get down. I mean, that's the law of numbers. If you understand the law, that's the law of numbers. 10%. 10% rule. You know what I mean? If you got 30 women, only 3 of them is only 3 is actually gonna love you and care about you. The rest of them, they ain't really talking about nothing. They there for money or success or the fame of it all. Or they just there for the ride. They there for the party. Yeah, but you women, you got to learn how to get along, man. So this is a very, very important video. So listen to my voice and what I have to say. Very, very important video right here. Y'all got to learn how to get along because y'all from the United States. Y'all going on to a place where the culture is totally different, man. You're going to be in a foreign land. You're going to have people around you speaking foreign languages. You're going to be uncomfortable for a little while. So get ready for that, man. And don't do like what they did when they left here in 1967. In the Demona movement, a lot of the people, they came back to the United States. 400 people left here, only 200 something made it to the land, or less than 200 actually went to the land of Israel. So over half of them came back. And some still came back even years after that. Okay, because they couldn't understand culture, or they just obstinate people. They don't want to follow the law of Yah. They want to live their life however they want to live their life. But in the future, that's not how things are going to go. We're going to actually live by the laws of Yah, which are easy to live by, man. Okay? 7 women going to come unto 1 man. Why? Because it ain't going to be that many men available like it is today. Today, you might got your pick, but a lot of you women don't really got that. Because in most cities, it's 10 to 1, 6 to 1. I'm talking about 6 women to 1 man. 5 to 1 in small places, like where I'm from. So 5 women single to every 1 man that's available. Not to mention if they're black. A lot of black men locked up or dead, man. So black man, you a commodity and you don't even really realize you a commodity. Man, you are the commodity of the earth. Your melanated skin that they hate so much. You are a commodity. You a rare breed, black man. Raise your head up, man. Care if you dark, light skin, or whatever. Good hair or nappy hair, whatever you want to call that, because all black hair is good hair. But anyway, raise your head. You a commodity. When you walk around whatever state you walk around with your head up. You are a commodity out here amongst these people, because it ain't that many black people on earth anyway. Like y'all think. Y'all think y'all be in the hood, it's a bunch of black people. No, it's not. Especially not a lot of black men. So these women gonna realize that. And that's why they saying this right here in this particular verse, man. In that day, 7 women, they gonna do what? They gonna take a hold of 1 man. So they ain't gonna be worrying about that no more. Because probably they gonna want to be happy. They gonna want some sex. You know what I'm saying? So that being in mind, they gonna say what? We will eat our own bread. We got our own money, they saying. We got our own apparel. We got our clothes. But just, man, marry us to take away our shame, because I can't walk around here without no husband. And you women in the United States, y'all take that for granted, man. And a lot of you women, half y'all over 40, ain't even got no kids yet. You ain't even birthed yet, man. And you're almost out of your birth range. Being 40 and above, I'm saying. Even 35 and above, you're almost out of your birth range. Some of y'all ain't even married. You worry more about a career than you are marriage, man. There ain't that kind of time left in the daughter of Babylon, because y'all got to judge the daughter of Babylon someday. So many of you men ain't even get a chance to marry. Many of you men ain't get a chance to have children if you not careful with all y'all pickiness. A man got to be doing everything perfect, have his life in total order for you to get with him. Or he got to have X amount of money. Well, he might not have that, especially if he's a black man. We the most persecuted man on this earth right now, because they know we coming back to the top. Because we return back to Yah. And the captivity's over with now. Okay? So think about that for a minute. Why y'all so picky out here, man? It's some good black men out here. I'm tired of hearing them excuses from the black woman, especially you media type women, because all y'all know really is Esau in the media range. Okay, and hey, that's cool if that's your thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What I'm telling you is, when we get home, those black women come back to Israel. Y'all not go, the Esau not go run through our women, and other nations not go run through our women like that, like they do in the United States. Not no more. That's in the book. Okay, because the most of the Holy Seed children are going to be pure-blooded black children. Simple as that. Yah has made this a statute, not me. Okay, so it ain't me doing it. You need to go talk to God, the Holy One of Israel, about that if you don't like that. Okay, or go somewhere else. Okay, now if you got a mate that's of a different race, well, and you a black woman, well, then you might want to go somewhere else. Okay, that's on you. But for the majority of the black women, that's what they're going to have to do, because y'all got to he got to purify the line and bring the line back into alignment where it's supposed to be at. Because see, the black man can always cohabitate with other women of different races. Why? Because whatever seed comes out is black. Whether it's with an Asian woman, an Indian woman, a Mexican woman, a Puerto Rican woman, Afghanistan, wherever she might be from. Any of the 12 tribes. It still comes out Israel. Now, when you read the book of Nehemiah, that's what you find out about that. Okay? Back then, Nehemiah didn't like that. And Ezra, they wasn't with all that, okay? Not even for the males, they really wasn't with it. But we know we're going to be amongst all kind of people in the land. Those who want to serve the Holy One of Israel. So I imagine some of that's going to be going down. Okay, especially if there's going to be 7 women, to every man, almost, in most cases. I would say 3 or 4, you know what I mean? And really, men, gentlemen, just start with three or 4 at first. Then you can add, as you get your money together and your space together, you can add on to your wives. Don't just start out. I don't think I would want to start off with 7. That might be a little bit too much, for, people coming from the United States of a different culture. That may be too much for them to handle up front. So that's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're in the rural ranks, well, we know everything is going to be everything. So it'll be easier. Yeah. Be much easier for me and others in that rank. But, and a priest, much easier. You know what I'm saying? But those I would say, more common people that, I don't know if I'd start with 7. Okay? But you women, yeah, you got to be on one accord. You got to be one mind. You got to be really about your husband. You got to love your husband. You got to love everything about that man. Or don't get on that airplane with him. Go by yourself or go with the man that you truly have feelings for. Okay? And that's just that's my disclaimer to any of these women, even the ones that I know. Hey, if you don't really got no feelings for me, please don't go with me. You know what I'm saying? Go find that man that you really have feelings for and you go with him. Because I don't need you that bad. You see what I'm saying? There's plenty of women here, plenty of women over there. So it ain't no big deal. Find the man that you want, whatever your requirements might be. Find that man. Because I may not be that man that you're looking for. So, if you're a woman that I picked, hey, you want to go with another man, you are more than welcome to go with him. Go find him and go ahead and go. If you can make it. Okay? if you can even make it. Because the Most High tells you in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 38, hey, look, all you rebels and transgressors of his law, you're not going to make it. You're going to come out of America. You're going to come out of Britain. You're going to come out of Africa. You're going to come out of a lot of places. But the Most High said, you're not going to go into the land of Israel. Because you're a rebel and you're a transgressor of his law. Okay? But that's the way I hope all these men feel. Don't be trying to force these women to go with you. If they don't want to go, let them either stay in America, A, or B, let them go with the man that they, if they really love or they truly about. Okay, now that's my disclaimer to these women that I've picked. Hey, if you want to go with another man, hey, go ahead and go. You're free to go. But if you want to go with me, then you're going to have to take the betrothal at the minimum. At the minimum. Especially being in rural ranks, I won't take anything less than that. I'm not going to take you over there for free. And then you go off and you veer off. Oh, I didn't make any promises to you. You see, the women can always say that. I never made a promise to you. And I'm just making that example for these other gentlemen. because I know we're going to run into those problems. Those are going to be our first problems, because everybody's got to come off those planes. And when everybody come off those planes, some of those men might get some, some surprises, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to, go ahead and get this information out to them so they can protect themselves. So do not travel back to the Holy Land unless you have a betrothal. Gentlemen, go by yourself, man. There's plenty of women in the land. There'll be plenty of women left, including the Edomites, including the Jewish women. There'll be plenty of them there. Don't worry about it. You will find a wife. Plenty of women in Dimona. Plenty of women of Palestinians. Plenty of women out here. I'm talking about on the other side of the water. If you can't find wife or wives over here on this side. Don't get sad. Don't be distraught. Nobody don't want to marry you. Nobody don't want to deal with your situation that you're in. Much less the many things that I'm going through. You know what I mean? A lot of women don't want to fool with all that because they have fear in their heart. They fear men more than they fear God. So that's that. And I can understand that. Okay? Because I fear only God. I don't fear men. But this is just a disclaimer. Because as we get ready to go back, this is what you're going to be facing. It's going to be probably one of the number one things that we're going to be facing when we get there. We have to sort all that out. Who was married to who? Okay, who had sex with who? Who did this? Who did that? Okay, you came back. Okay, you went with this other guy. Why'd you go with him when you made a promise, you know what I mean, to this other man? So we've got to sort all that kind of stuff out. Kingdom government. That'll be some of our first things we're going to sort out. Guarantee you. Listen to my voice today, okay? Guarantee you. All right? 2020. That will happen. All right? So you ladies, think about what you got to do. Contact your sister wives. Become a cohesive unit and be about your husband, whomever he may be. If you don't love him, then don't go with him. If you can't betroth yourself to him, don't go with him. Okay? That way he ain't getting his hopes up high, then he gets there and you go on with some other man. And then we have to come castigate you about the situation and whoever you come over there with, because best believe we're going to get down to the bottom of whatever it is. Because we're not fooled by any of you women or you men. We're going to find it out, and it will be found out. That's my job as a governor. So thank you all for listening for this video. Take these things into consideration and act accordingly, gentlemen. Do not forget to listen to my voice, black man. You are very important. You are a commodity in this world right now. Remember that and lift your head up, okay? All right? So if you can't meet anybody over here, there'll be plenty in the land. So don't worry about it. Beautiful women in the land of Israel. Jewish women, Palestinians, even Dimona, black, even our own Israelite sisters, the daughters of Zion. Beautiful, man. So lift your head up. If you can't find nobody here, you'll find them there. Guarantee you. Peace, and y'all bless you global citizens. Yakai.